Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen,
Everything sound all right?
everything sounds perfect. Mike.
Does it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like way fuller and deeper in my
Well,
head all of a sudden.
That intro didn't go as planned, but
No?
no.
Why?
It hiccuped. There's a hitch in the giddy up.
Jesus. Fuck. Man.
As if he double clicked it or something.
Yeah. What's up with that Yeti, by the way? Why am I seeing that everywhere now?
Because they're excellent mugs.
Are they?
Yeah. They keep cool things cool and hot things hot.
So they do their job.
They do.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of different versions out there that would do the same thing. Why Yeti? Why am I seeing that name everywhere all
They're
of a
just
sudden?
marketed well, I guess. I don't know.
Are they?
I see people with even like stickers on their car now.
Are you kidding
I think
me?
It's become that.
Ugh. See, that's grounds right there to not use it. When you see people, because you know they're hipsters and shit, you know.
Hipsters, I would more think that they're basic white bitches. Like,
Basic white bitches.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't-
that's
I
fair.
wouldn't say hipsters.
Yeah, that's
Probably,
fair. I'd like to start, Jay, by saying thanks for. Did you do that on purpose? Give me a shit team to follow. What did I lose
Tottenham.
to?
Yeah, they lost to a 4th division club yesterday.
I
Sorry.
basically, I'm the Kansas City Chiefs who just lost to Harrison High School, basically.
I didn't mention that they do have a history of coming up short.
Yeah. Are you
but-
sending a message to me?
No,
Are you trying to say something?
Dude, it's their Asian striker that jumped out at me as appropriate for you. Son.
Sun. Yeah, Sun did well in the one game that I didn't watch, but people told me about, and I was really excited about that. Future was looking bright. Now they're talking about firing our coach, maybe, and all kinds of shit because we lose to a goddamn, Christian academy or something. I mean, what? I couldn't help but think that son of a bitch got me totally on board. I've got gear now. I'm wearing it
You're
right
sporting
now.
it right now. It looks great. The cock and ball front and center.
It does, but dude, I don't want to follow a loser. Can't be, I'm going to drop a division. I'm not even going to be in the same league as
Dude,
you guys
it wasn't
anymore.
even a league game. It was a tournament game. So.
Where do we go from here? I mean, what 0-0?
Saturday, you go to the pitch again. Don't worry. They'll be fine.
You trying to get me excited about this damn sport? I go into a 0-0 game with a fucking junior high team and lose in a shootout.
PKs. Ugh,
I
things
apparently
happen.
hit a goalpost or something. I mean, what's going on?
I know.
I assume
I
both
saw
you
that
guys
on
are still alive, right?
Saw that on a little ticker. I'm like, wait, oh no. Oh, that's bad.
Hope he doesn't find out about this.
Yeah, I actually figured, Mike will never know.
Yeah, Mike knows. You know why Mike knows?
Just sweep that one under
Because
the rug.
everybody sends it to me on Facebook and Twitter. That's how Mike knows.
Here's your team, asshole.
Yeah, nice job. And then people are immediately, they're skeptical. They're thinking Jay set me up for failure. Jay knew this was a
You
possibility.
know what? I didn't. I just kind of I grabbed a couple of pretty good teams. I didn't want to give you front runner teams, but I didn't want to give you bottom feeders. I grabbed a couple of good ones for you.
Yeah,
they're interesting.
Yeah, I've got the Asian guy on my team. There's a lot there. I get it. I'm still happy with that, but I'm really disappointed in my team's performance. I don't know how much I can support this going forward. I've got enough loser teams on my roster. I don't need another
you do.
one.
You do, yeah. Hey, speaking of sports, at Twin Peaks, their made-from-scratch menu has something for every sports fan. Indulge in their all-new Smoker Selects, like the Carolina pulled pork sandwich or sweet and smoky ribs. Nothing pairs better than a 29-degree draft beer. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Absolutely. Hey, I went to a movie last night.
What'd you see?
I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah? What'd you think about that?
Tarantino movie.
There's some controversy surrounding that, right? I mean, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's good or not, essentially, is the
Well,
controversy.
there's that, and then you had, was it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came out and called it racist?
Oh, about the Bruce Lee part, yeah.
Yeah, that they kind of stereotyped him up, and that if you really knew Bruce Lee, he was really against, like, actual violence and, wouldn't talk shit and pick a fight with someone. Like, he was the last resort guy.
Uh-huh.
And so at one point in the film,
He was portrayed differently, huh?
Well, he's this badass. He's kind of a smart ass. He looks like Bruce Lee, and he takes on Brad Pitt's character in like a fight.
Uh-huh.
And Brad Pitt chucks him into the side of a car, dents the car all up, and then they break it up and stuff like that. So yeah, I see what if that was a friend of yours, and it's like, dude, that's not how he was.
Do they actually name him Bruce Lee, or is it just
I
it's
think
supposed to be
so.
like it's supposed to be so obvious that you can't?
I think they actually called him
Conclude any of it.
Bruce or maybe Mr. Ree at one point, but
Okay.
no, it was definitely meant to be Bruce Ree. I thought the movie was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I had all the onslaught of people going, it sucks, don't waste your time. I walked out halfway through because it took my expectations way down.
Okay.
So I went in going, it's a Tarantino film. I'm going to see it. So, and it was playing at the Farmington Civic, which means it's much cheaper. Popcorn prices are reasonable. Pop and candy as well. It's like an old-timey theater feel. You know the Farmington
I
Civic.
do.
Yeah.
Know it well.
And so it was like $39 for me and Hat and Troy to go to it. Total with candy, popcorn. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
So I felt good about that. There was decent savings.
Good value.
And the movie was good. I guess I could see where some people would not get it. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah, and you definitely didn't need 2 hours and 45 minutes. But they did such a good job. Have you seen it yet, E? You haven't seen it yet. Are you planning on seeing it at some point?
If it comes to Netflix, I will. If it doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
obviously.
probably not. Go ahead and spoil.
Well, I don't want to. No, there's nothing to spoil. I was going to say, like, I love, like, Tarantino does such a good job with their set designs and stuff. I don't know how they do that. How do you make a city look like it's 1969?
Yeah, a lot of work.
You know what I mean? Like, that's got to be incredibly difficult to do. I don't do set design, so I don't know. But yeah, I love old, like, Hollywood, like that whole scene of just extravagance and
You do?
wild. I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part of you, Mike.
The Hollywood Hills and seeing cars zipping around those hills
Just
and
love
stuff.
old Hollywood.
I do. Yeah,
Okay.
not old Hollywood. I love the whole big picture, bright lights aspect of Hollywood. And so that part I thought was really cool. It's shot really well. And DiCaprio's just fucking amazing. And so is Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's just awesome. So he's going through some struggles now, I guess.
Is he?
Yeah.
What happened?
Alcoholic. Yeah, Bradley. Drugs maybe as well.
I don't know. I just know
Alcoholic.
about the drinking.
Yeah, that's kind of what led to the divorce from Psycho Blood Bitch,
Right.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, poor guy. But he looks great. Looks good in that movie. He did well. So, Margot Robbie, fuck. I love Margot Robbie.
Oh, she's in it too. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Not a huge scene, but, yeah, it's good. It's good. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. Dialogue's always good with Tarantino. So, anyway, other stuff going on in the world. Wow, can you believe it? We're trying to impeach President Trump.
Yeah.
Did you ever see this day coming? Peach 45.
How ironic, though. The day after Mueller goes to Capitol Hill and gives that shit testimony where everybody's just
Yeah.
groaning, going, oh my God, what a nothing burger that was. He
Yeah.
makes this call to the Ukrainian president.
Yeah.
Dude,
You think that's bad that he made the call?
you think it's good?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. I know they're saying the fact that he brought up Joe Biden makes it look like it's an attack trying to
He's
get.
using the power of the U.S. government to do his political bidding.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Is that what you deem from this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you think that was the. I mean, because if it's true what we've heard about Biden and his shit son
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, and by all accounts, Hunter is a piece of shit. I mean, I want to know that. Does nobody care about that aspect of it? I mean,
I want this to happen via back channels.
yeah.
I don't want our president on record essentially calling up another head of state and asking that head of state to use resources to investigate his political rival. I want that to happen through back channels.
Yeah.
I want it to happen. I want to know what Hunter Biden did.
Yeah.
I want that to come out.
Don't you want the
But my God,
transparency?
man. My God.
You don't want the transparency?
It's just so dumb. So dumb.
But if the bad is going on, is it that bad to ask and be like, hey, I'm here? Because he always said that, hey, a lot of people are saying, there's a lot of people that are thinking.
Well,
it's
he
bad,
he
it sounds
primes the
bad.
pump, though. If you read the transcript, and everybody's trying, it's not a transcript.
Yeah,
Dude, somebody's with shorthand doing this.
Four
It's-
people
it's
with
as,
shorthand.
It's as close to a transcript as you're going to get
Yeah.
without audio recording. He primes the pump, though, by saying the U.S. has been very good to Ukraine.
Yeah.
He goes on and on about that. And then, I'd like you to do us a favor, though.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go into a personal favor for me. Get dirt on my political rival. That's a problem, man, especially when the standard for impeachment is whatever the Democrats want it to be. This is enough. This is enough to impeach him.
Yeah.
He will get impeached. He won't get removed.
No, he won't get removed. That whole thing, too, about it's not a transcript. Like, why aren't all the president's phone calls just recorded? You know what I mean? Like you need to memorialize everything that every conversation he has. It goes to a library and it's there forever. It's part of an official record. Why do you have four dudes in a room feverishly writing notes and then cross-referencing each other to get everything right? How about you just hit play and record on the thing?
That's what Nixon did.
I mean, dude, you put one of those little up to the phone handle and you hit record and it's crystal clear and then there's no debate.
No question.
There's no debate about the inflection. There's no debate about, well, sure would be nice if you could look wink wink
All
into
that
this,
stuff
you know.
can get out then, right? I mean, maybe they don't want information to get out all the time.
It just seems like would be easy. I mean, they've got all of our calls recorded. I mean, they know what calls we're making and stuff, right? I mean, you would think
I don't
that
think they're saved anywhere, dude. Do you think every call that's being
no.
made is set? Okay.
Well, who knows?
Okay.
I don't trust any of these
but
sons of
my
bitches.
point is, like, I'm just saying.
Does that sound unreasonable though? That the president's phone calls
Well,
would just
again-
be recorded? They obviously want to record them.
So if you're talking, no, but they're doing it in a way that they could destroy. If you're talking about secrets or something,
What, they can't destroy tape?
Yeah, but it can leak out easier, don't you think?
Why? They're both forms of communication.
I
Like
don't know.
one's written word and one's recorded. They could both leak out in any number of fashion.
Well, no, I mean,
But it takes away that idea that, well, let's be clear, this is not a transcript. Well, it never is. It never is. So the
Well,
argument
don't
is
you
just
think if you're the
stupid.
president, you don't want that to happen?
Yeah, but I think the president knows that at any given time, any call he's on, 20 people are listening to, right? I mean, that's just standard. And this is not some weird way of doing it, because there's a notation, an asterisk at the bottom or whatever, amperstamp, not an amperstamp, the ellipsis. I believe is that what it's called?
No.
What is it called?
A footnote?
No, there's something they called it. I can't remember. At the bottom that just says, by the way, this is not an official transcript. And it's like, yes, this here.
That'd be a footnote.
They didn't say footnote. I would have remembered that. But anyway, there's a lot of talk of Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution. A lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, sounds horrible to me.
A lot of people. I love
Yeah,
that.
I know. He always with a lot of people. There are a lot of people interested in that. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hunter Biden should not be.
But if you called up the president of Ukraine, guess what? He wouldn't take your call. He's using his influence
Sure.
to get this done.
Yeah,
and
maybe-
it's his
maybe
political
so.
rival, his direct political rival, who, in my opinion, would kick Trump's ass head to head.
Ugh,
Because
I
he's-
don't think so, dude.
He is so moderate compared to the other ones. He's going to be if Biden can make it through, he's going to be viewed as, oh my God, just a return to like somewhat normal.
Yeah.
Back to the Obama days when things were fine.
Yeah.
And he's gonna grab a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna get out to vote that perhaps wouldn't for a Warren or a Sanders because they're like, fuck, man, they're
yeah,
socialists.
too crazy. Aren't you bothered? I know you are by the accusations or what the appearance of Hunter Biden's.
Yeah,
gig
that's why I
with
said
Ukraine.
I'd like to know it.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to know it by back channels.
mean-
I can't believe our president's dumb enough to do this.
Yeah, and you would think people would talk him out of it if it was that big of a deal.
Talk him out of what?
Well, or at least explain like why this,
I'm sure
why
they do,
why
you
there's
kidding
back
me?
channel ways to do this
He
that are
doesn't give a
better than this.
I think he knows nothing of the Constitution, doesn't care about it, doesn't
Probably
care
not.
about how things look. He has
Yep.
a way of getting shit done that he's always done
Yep.
as a New York real estate developer.
Sure.
And that's how he does things. He gets on the phone and, hey, we've been good to you, so,
Yeah.
a lot of people are wondering. And
Yeah, but they claimed it was going to be like, oh, there's a hold on this $400 million.
quid pro quo.
So the quid pro quo is, well, sure would be nice to send this check to you.
But isn't there by implication a quid pro quo? You have the most powerful man in the world calling
Yeah.
you. You're a newly elected guy in this Eastern European nation trying to get
Mm-hmm.
your feet underneath you. You have this
Ukraine
guy
is
calling
weak.
you, asking you for a favor. Like,
yeah.
Well,
Well, wasn't the favor he wanted him to look into the DNC hack?
that's part of it.
That
Yeah.
I didn't think the favor was. He didn't
It's both.
word it that way. I didn't think about the Biden stuff. I could be wrong about that. If I am, I'm sorry. I thought the favor. By the way, could you do me a favor? And it was looking into the DNC hack. There was a lot of people that thought the Ukraine was involved.
Yeah, but he did both. I'll find the specific.
Okay,
language.
I believe you. I didn't read the actual transcript, so yeah, I just that was so weird. The clip that I'm sure a lot of you have seen of Joe Biden kind of braggadociously talking shit about getting that prosecutor removed the Ukraine's top prosecutor,
Mm-hmm.
who was investigating this company. What was the name of the company? That for some reason, a guy with no experience in energy, oil, gas, or whatever is on the board, sitting on the board of
Yeah.
this Ukrainian company, and that's Hunter Biden for God knows what reason, being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be on that board, and this prosecutor's looking into the corruption involved in that.
Yeah, but don't bite on this. I've heard from people on the right that this is a red herring because that guy truly was, by all accounts, a guy that they wanted out. Like both sides, everybody at the UN
prosecutor?
wanted this prosecutor out.
Trump
everybody,
said he's supposedly a good guy.
no, everybody was in agreement. This dude was bad news, and they needed him out. And then the guy that got implanted after him actually went and started to investigate this company.
See, I thought they dropped the investigation. They didn't.
I've heard this from multiple
Yeah.
people on the right.
Okay.
In reading their shit.
Yeah. So, but I'm more interested in why, the original claim, like, why is Biden there? Like, if there's a good reason for
agree
Hunter
with you. I'd
Biden to
love
be
to
on
know.
that board,
Love
which-
to know how these people get their millions because, again, as mentioned, Biden has been a senator longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that. He's been out
40
of the
plus
game 2
years.
years now. Is that
Yes.
right? After his
Has
vice
he-
presidential gig.
has he?
Right. So he's been in public service his whole career, 46 years, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
How are you a multimillionaire?
Yeah. What does that
How?
kid pay?
How are you a
143,000.
multimillionaire?
Yeah. Because
How are
you're-
your kids? How is your whole family?
Because
and you
you're-
can say this about all of them.
All of them.
Pelosi.
Yeah.
How is she a multimillionaire?
Maxine Waters.
Yeah.
How is
Such dog
Maxine
shit.
Waters living in a $5 million crib in LA?
Such
It's like,
dog shit.
dude, one of the most exclusive neighborhoods. Peach 45 on a $150,000 a year salary or something. I mean, none of it makes sense. But you know how it's done. We all know how it's done. And it's not a left or a right thing. It's both of these assholes.
Yeah.
It's the swamp nature of it. And it almost
Trump's going to drain that swamp.
but it almost it like plays into human nature of greed and looking out for thyself instead of everyone else. Like if you've got access to very powerful friends and people on that scale, how do you not? Human nature almost takes over, and it's like, scratch your back, you scratch my boy, my kid. Sure, boy, is he a real dipshit? Sure, could use a position on a board somewhere.
Yeah, you start going, you know what? I'm a really important guy, and I could have really made something of myself out in the private sector.
Yeah,
but
I
I've given
deserve
up.
this.
I've given up a lot of annual income to be here serving the people. So yeah, I should take a little bit. You know,
little tweak here,
Yeah.
a little perk there.
Yep.
My son. What does it hurt? If my son's on a board. Someone's going to be on that
I
board.
got my buddies, they're lawyers down the street, they're Wall Street investors, whatever, bringing in 10 mil a year.
Yeah.
I should too.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Biden, for God's sake.
Yeah, I'm more well known than anyone, and here I am sacrificing. I mean, wasn't it Beto who got in trouble recently for that? And people were that he came out was like, "Hey, I've donated my life to public service." I thought it was
Maybe.
Beto on something. He got grandstanding, all like, like he'd earned this. I deserve the whatever perks I can get because I've dedicated my life to serving people and the community. It's like, yeah, we don't need you doing that, Beto. How about you go back and make all that money you can make?
Yeah.
Dipshit. The problem is, for me and for a lot of people, you just don't really know what to believe. We say it every day, Jay,
Oh
when
my
you see
God.
these stories
You
because
sure don't.
it's so politicized. And the fact is, when you start beating that drum before the guy even takes office, impeach 45, like the impeachment calls were being made the day he won the election. And so it's like, well, yeah, you've been trying to push this fucking thing down the line for 3 years. You've been stonewalled at every turn.
Yeah, but this is different.
Maybe
This
so.
is a, quote, transcript released by the White
It's
House.
not a transcript. Brett, it's not a transcript.
Read the asterisk.
Yeah.
Read the ellipsis.
The ellipsis.
Read the colon.
Read the goddamn semicolon at the bottom of that page, okay?
No, it is different, man. And that's why I say I think they're going to see this one through. I think he's going to get it. What's it take? Just half the House, right? Half of the 435. And they've got the majority with if every Democrat.
They've got the votes for impeachment, but they
Yeah.
don't have the votes for removal.
Yeah, removal. I mean, you're going to have to get 2/3 of the Senate. That's not happening.
Right.
Especially, and I guess the only thing that stops him here is the political implications of doing this at this time.
Sure.
I've been saying all like, just get to 2020 and vote the dude out if it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
Stop spending all this energy on impeach 45.
Yeah.
But if
Tell us what you're going to do.
yeah, because this could boomerang. There's that theory out there that Trump needs an opponent. He needs a villain.
Yeah.
Somebody he can point to and witch hunt, and all this stuff.
Which he's already doing.
Problem is, man, I mean, reasonable people can conclude, dude, you're currying favor. You're asking for a favor from a head of state by using, the credibility, the resources of the U.S. government. You can look at it that way.
Yeah, and I can see
Your personal political opponent. You're asking. You're engaging this guy. At the very least, you're
Right.
spending the U.S. goodwill that we've achieved by doing all these great things for Ukraine on yourself.
Yes, you can look at it that way, and I understand that half the country 100% is going to see this as the worst
Oh, it's
possible
gonna
thing
be-
ever.
yeah, it's
and
gonna be close to murder.
The other half is probably going to be able to set it aside and go, "Hey, look, man, there's this Joe
Yeah,
Biden,
yeah.
Hunter Biden
Yep.
shit has been floating out there. I want to know what the fuck's going on. I'm glad we have a leader that's willing to call up and go, hey, man, people are talking about this shit. Can you look into this and see what the reality is of this? This prosecutor's fired. It sounds horrible.
If he
and they're going to
wasn't-
be willing to dismiss that.
If he
based
wasn't
on
at that point in time when he made the call, trailing by 10 points in polls against this particular individual that he's asking to dig up dirt on, I'd agree with you. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know that. But dude, there is
And it's not even
absolutely
agreeing with me, Jay. I'm saying that there's half
Yeah,
the
with that
country that's
side.
going to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, sure. There are a lot of people who are curious about that. We talked about it years ago, before this Biden versus Trump thing was even a thing.
Yeah, the China thing
Yeah,
and the Ukraine thing.
and it does cause one to scratch their head and wonder what the fuck is going on with that. But when there's such a direct benefit to him for doing this,
Yeah.
it's really bad, man.
Well, I wonder if they'll look into it and if anything comes from it or if it just kind of fizzles now. You know what I mean? Like, does the Ukraine
Oh, the
look
Biden
into the Biden thing, or does it stop here in its tracks?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't, because I want to know what Hunter Biden's a piece of fucking shit. We all know it. I want to know how.
Well, that'll be the parallel investigation, right? The Dems will investigate and pursue this impeachment, and the right will jump on this. We got to get to the bottom of the Biden thing.
Yeah.
Biden could be a moot point by the time this stuff comes to light because Warren is taken over. It sounds like in Iowa. So,
God, if
by the
Biden-
way, does Warren could Warren just blow this away if she got new glasses?
No, she needs to get a new
voice.
A lot of things, dude.
Here's what she has going for her. Isis, I would like you to indulge us in a few image searches of one Elizabeth Warren. I want you to look at her neck. Her neck is taut.
Really?
She has
In a surgical way,
She's
or-
a very taut neck compared to her face.
Wow.
Right? Usually
How old is she? Is she like 60 something?
Usually the neck belies the attempt to inject
Smooth
your
out the face, yeah.
to pull your face.
Yeah, the
But
neck.
here-
The neck will turn on you. The neck is not fixable in a lot of cases, and
But look at her taut neck.
yeah.
It's like incredible, man.
I think was she kind of hot at one point back in the
No, she
way
looks like
way back.
she looks like a little Amish boy.
She
Amish
does,
boy,
but
sorry.
I thought I'd seen some images of her years ago,
oh,
from years
maybe
ago, and
like
it's
back
like,
in the 70s or
wow,
something.
yeah, yeah, it's not bad.
That's what I'm getting at, though. If she had some more modern frames,
What's wrong with those frames?
come on, man.
What you could barely see them.
Try not to look like a grandma, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just look a little hipper, a little cooler. All I'm asking for is frames. I'm not asking to go contacts and go with a really updated hairstyle or anything like that. I think her hair's fine for her age.
Yeah,
Because what she has going for her is that neck. That neck is so taut.
yeah, which is why she's keeping the frames less prominent, and she's keeping her hair short to accentuate the neck.
Jesus, frames?
Yeah, you're right. They're definitely grandma-ish. You're
Really?
right. You could update those for sure.
Yeah, there's a picture of her on her wedding day, presumably. She's wearing a
Yeah,
wedding
those,
gown.
the more I
Yeah.
look at them, the more you're right. Those are kind of very grandma.
Very
style.
much.
Really, you guys think of those as very grandma?
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
Actually, the more
she might
I-
as
yeah.
well be Tweety Bird's keeper.
They're definitely not like up to date at all. For sure.
What do you think of my glasses?
I mean, aren't they over-the-counter things?
What do you mean over the counter?
Didn't you buy 'em at
No,
CVS or something?
no.
Oh, you went and
These
got
are
those?
Gunmetal, man.
Do you really want my opinion?
Not apparently not. Can I do anything right in your eyes?
I
Is
like your
anything
frames.
Good enough
I like
for you?
I like the frames. I'm not sure that style fits your face as well as it.
What is it? The fatness of my face? The
No, I'm
roundedness?
just the shape of the frame. I'm not sure is the best for your face.
Okay. What do you think would be better?
Something a little wider. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion, frankly, but
You think I look pretty good in these frames, don't you?
I mean, they look fine to me.
Yeah.
They're not out of touch. They're not. The style is not out of touch by any means. So
Shit.
I don't know what the- as far as
frame
the-
shopping now. I
I
had
hate
no
shopping
idea.
for glasses.
Yeah,
Fucking hate
it did suck. It was my first venture. It's my first venture.
No, or
into
you
the-
could keep them if you like them and not give a shit.
Well, you know,
I know that's the other thing. Who
just wanna
cares?
be
Who cares
liked.
what, no offense, but who
Cares
cares
I want to
what
be
Jake
liked.
thinks,
I want to be
dude?
liked by people, and if people in the room are laughing at me behind my
One
back,
man's opinion.
yeah.
No, but
Just
I
Brett's
really
always
think,
got an opinion.
dude, I think the whole
Well, I mean,
Biden
Mike-
thing is moot if she gets new frames. Elizabeth Warren gets new frames. It's all.
I think she needs to update the whole outfit. The outfit to me looks like shit. You know, the kind of it's kind of like wannabe Hillary Clinton, that gross fucking.
Can you grab like the most recent
Pantsuit
debate?
look.
Go like Dem debate Elizabeth Warren. I didn't think she looked that bad. Her hair's improved. You know, she looks like an Amish kid, like mentioned before.
She should break into the who's the hot chick from Alaska or not or from Hawaii?
Tulsi Gabbard?
Tulsi Gabbard. She should break into Tulsi's
Like
dressing room.
a white pantsuit.
Yeah, and steal some shit from there. Because
See, I think that's
Tulsi's got it going
appropriate.
on.
I think that outfit she's wearing is appropriate for her age.
She's doing a Nazi salute. So is Warren. Or,
They look like they're on Jeopardy.
yeah, they do.
Bernie's
to answer
definitely
the
doing
final
it.
question.
Bernie's 100% doing a hail.
It's like ring
Heil
in.
Hitler,
Don't raise your hand. Ring in.
Yeah.
You could, God, dude, that's a very memeable
If that was
photo.
Trump, it
Oh my
would
God.
be. Look at him. He's doing a white power salute.
this
He's
was
doing
a-
a Nazi salute.
Right, this was a secret thing that he was sending the message out. That
Yeah.
he's,
He blew the dog whistle
wonder
here.
if-
If you see it.
I'm just amazed by her neck. I
Yeah.
expected
You
way
really
worse.
think at the end of the day we could vote Pocahontas as president?
I think any one of these clowns is going to beat Trump.
Wow.
It's my opinion.
I was asking the other day. We were sitting there and I was watching Pete Buttigieg, and he was making comments. Blah 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 blah. He's been talking about how, the college football thing. He's a big Notre Dame fan, obviously in Indiana. There, the mayor, as I call him, the gayer, in Indiana, because he's gay.
Oh.
Yeah. Wordplay. He's not the mayor. He's the gayer. Gayor, right? And you know, I turned to T and I went, man, do you think we're ready for a gay president? And he was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, of course we could have a gay president. I was like, no, not us. But is the world ready for America to have a gay president? Would you think it'd be fucking weird? Like, how do you go to a summit in Iran with the first man?
How did an African American president go?
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's not illegal to be black around the world. It's not punishable by death in
Well,
some
there's
places like it is.
Certain countries, I'm sure, that were like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
black guy.
Yeah.
well, is the world ready? I mean, my answer would be, who gives a fuck whether the world's ready?
Yeah,
I
tell
mean,
me.
I'm just saying. Like,
I'm not saying.
yeah.
I knew you were gonna lash. I fucking
I'm
knew
not
it. E.
lashing. That's
I
not
knew you were gonna
lashing.
lash at me. Like I'm just.
How is
I
that
thought
lashing?
it.
Whoa, whoa.
I thought it, and all I could picture was the president and the first man holding hands, getting off a plane in the Middle East, going to a summit and
haven't
going,
thought about that.
"Holy shit! what happens? What are the headlines
I
like?
bet they wouldn't go.
What is the respect level like for the country? Like, not that it matters. I
bet-
agree. E.
I know, but
I'm
it's not fair
we're-
that you say I lashed. That
we're-
wasn't a
you were-
lash.
I felt the lash. Did you feel it?
No, my response was, I think, just an
It's
answer.
an
like,
emotional response.
Yeah.
well, but it would just be like, well, who gives a fuck? Was it right that we ended slavery? I mean, that would fall under all those lines to me.
I don't.
You know,
I don't think those two set foot off the plane in Saudi Arabia because they probably say we're not going anywhere where these human rights violations are occurring, where they don't accept gay people.
Well,
fine
that's
with
taking a
me.
knee on the issue.
well, that's fine with me.
Go
I'd
there
be
and
okay
make a
with it.
statement. You know, show the world. Your head's not going to explode if two men hold hands on the tarmac or in the fucking palace, blah, blah, blah. And we're not afraid of you people. We'll come over here and hold hands and make out right in front of you. How you like that?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, instead of taking a knee, going pussing out, staying back behind on the fucking plane.
I'd be okay with either of those.
Is he still?
scenarios.
I mean, what's his percentage currently? Is he still at all viable to be
I
anything now?
doubt it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's probably running for like Secretary of Labor or something at this point, right?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we settle in with a gay vice first. Go gay VP. Ease
Well, I
into
mean,
it. Let the world know that it's okay.
I guess I just don't know what the. So we're supposed
Yeah,
to.
I'm just bringing up the
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
I thought it was interesting when I was
mean, I know
watching
what you're
world
saying.
leaders land in some of these land, you know,
Yeah.
like wherever. And I was like, what is it like around the world? And I looked up a few things, and it's not pretty around the world. The state of LGBTQ rights around the
Yeah.
world are not real good. And so it's like, okay, is that something to even discuss when you're talking about an election with global implications? And you're talking about 73 countries, mostly in the Middle East, where homosexual activity between consenting adults is illegal. Some countries only criminalize sex between men, but a growing number have recently expanded to bi and lesbians. There are currently 8 countries in which homosexuality is punishable by death. Iran, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen, parts of Somalia and northern Nigeria under Sharia. In theory, the death penalty could be handed down under Sharia in Mauritania, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Qatar, UAE. I don't think it's the United Arab Emirates doing that, but it doesn't appear that they've implemented them. Russia's gay propaganda law, basically, you can't promote the gay. It can be an influence on the youths, and we don't want that. And so they use that law then that was put in 2013 to shut down any sort of public rallies, pride parades, like this is influencing the youths.
Thus the Pussy Riot activism.
Exactly.
I suspect, I suspect these countries, 9 out of 10 of them hate our asses anyway and don't really respect us anyway.
Yeah, fuck them.
I know you're talking about fucking Iran. I mean, are they sitting
Yeah,
there?
everybody, shakes hands for a photo op, but we all fucking hate each other anyway.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm 40. I'm just bringing up a conversation. It was something that I'd never thought about before. Because I think I'd be absolutely 100% fine with a female president, gay president. I honestly, I don't give a shit. Lead the country well.
I understand that, and I get that you're just bringing it up, but I don't think that there's a problem with saying fuck them. I mean, what? Who gives a shit? Like, I wouldn't. As far as the implications, well, be better. I mean, I just no. I think that you do what you think is right, and the thought of like maybe holding back because you'd be worried that if you went to Iran, it would look
You keep
weird.
saying Iran. There's a lot more countries than Iran.
Any country.
And there's a lot of politicians that outwardly mock the gay homosexual lifestyle.
So does that mean that we should take that into account?
It doesn't. I'm saying, does it mean anything? Is there implications on a global stage when you're dealing with foreign governments? Is there any sort of, is that something that you go, wow, I never thought about that, but who knows? Maybe, you don't get treated the same way with the same respect. Deals don't get done the same way. I don't know if that's true, but
Yeah,
and we're the most powerful nation in the world, so fuck them. You're probably right. Fuck them, but
Are we? Are we still?
of course.
You don't think China? Well, okay. I think isn't there a debate that we're not?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm serious.
It's close.
Like,
Bring it.
Closing the gap.
Bring it.
well,
So
maybe before we bring it to China, then they'll ask for that money we owe them. Hey, we're about to bomb you. Hey, about that check.
Yeah, you can't have it. We don't have it. You can't get blood from a rock, dick lickers.
Hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage, auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900.
I just think that it'd be better. Honestly, I wasn't trying to lash, but I just do think it'd be better. I think it's better to say, oh well, and be the better person and not worry about that stuff and let that stuff happen, because I don't believe that because that's a situation that it should be anything that should be taken into account.
Well, I wonder if a gay guy was president, if they would act any differently.
They might.
That couple, like not even the world, but us, just making like, okay, we're going here for this diplomatic meeting. Mr. Buttigieg, why don't we keep you back on the plane, keep you back in the country? We'll say you're updating the Thanksgiving decorations at the White House. Very, very important. We can't have you
I think
roaming around the
more
Middle East
likely
with us.
scenario is Buttigieg himself would be like, I'm not going there until you change your human rights practices.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. And so to the extent that there's a change, it would probably be influenced by him.
Shuts
Right?
off all communication. I don't know. I don't know if
demand a
that's-
change worldwide. Like, why should I worry about your stupid laws, your archaic
Yeah.
bullshit?
Yeah. Well, rules are different all over the world, and people have different customs and beliefs that are pretty well set in stone. You know what I mean? And we
should have to worry about that?
No, but I don't know if it's a great idea for us to go implementing, shutting down conversations with countries we don't believe in their social norms.
We wouldn't
and
be
whatever.
shutting them down, though. They would
Yeah,
be.
if you end conversations with them, sure as shit would be.
Well, in my scenario, you wouldn't.
I didn't say it'd
do
be
that.
a good idea or a bad idea.
No, I know.
That's probably what would happen. I could see Buttigieg doing that.
I gotta change the subject
The
before
ma-
E
the mayor
lashes.
of-
I'm not
He's gonna
lashing. That's the
fucking
funny thing. I don't
explode.
even
The
think
mayor
I
of
am.
South Bend. We're talking about whether the mayor
I
of
know.
South Bend.
I know.
Well, he's up there on the stage, and
He is. He does a good job, man. I mean,
he's
in
not
terms
bad.
of
Has there been a president I want in reality? Like, we talk about football players and sports.
And the fact is,
and,
we
like,
probably already had a gay president.
That's what I was about
you
to
know
say.
what I
That's
mean?
what I was about to say. Like, in reality, like, we always talk
Grover
about how many
Cleveland.
people, like,
Telling me Hoover didn't suck a dick now and again?
I want to
Shit.
know. I want to know. I bet there has been.
Hoover was just a nickname.
He was vacuuming up dick all the time.
Has there been a president that sucked a dick? And you know what I mean?
I
And,
guarantee it.
Don't you think there
I
has been?
fucking guarantee it. Lincoln
What's this,
probably
the
did.
45th out of 45 dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Are 1 in 45 people gay?
I don't know, but I'd like to know who it was because it'd be really funny if it was like it's for some reason it doesn't seem as
Probably Taft.
Like it wouldn't seem
I'm gonna
as
say
unusual
Taft.
for me for some reason if it was like even Bush, but like if something if it was like Lincoln or something or
Somebody really iconic.
yeah, someone back in the day, this
Mm-hmm.
whole kind of thing. Just like turns out he was just fucking railing dudes on the side.
Carter. Carter was balls deep in a dude every night.
I'd like to know now.
Yeah, I know. If one of them did, it'd be nice if a family member came out years later, did a tell-all, and just like, yeah,
By the
look,
way.
man, we didn't want to say anything. We didn't think the country was ready,
What
but
if Washington was?
God damn it, Washington blew more dudes than you've met. Okay, let's
Martha.
just be clear.
Just Martha was
Martha,
just
just a beard.
Right.
Martha was a front and a beard, nothing more. That'd be funny. Buttigieg was kind of on this whole college football, or college players being paid. You know, we were
Yeah.
talking about it, I don't know, a week or two ago, the California law that they're trying to push through. It says that college players should be paid.
Oh. I didn't
Did
know
we
that.
talk about that? Yeah.
yeah,
They-
we
they-
did.
Was Jay here that day?
Maybe not. I don't know, but we did.
I thought he was.
Nah.
California, and it passed unanimously, and this is going to be a real problem. It would go into effect in like 2021 or 2023, saying that players would be allowed to get agents, make money on jersey sales, and blah, blah, blah. And the NCAA is saying, great, if you pass that, you're no longer allowed in the NCAA, California. So, all California schools that want to do that aren't allowed, and blah, blah, blah. Tim Tebow came out really strong about this, saying, no, you do not pay college athletes. It will fuck things up like it did in the NFL. Money corrupts, and
Oh yeah.
But then
no corruption in that.
yeah. But then the other argument is that's real cute, Tim. You come from a great upbringing, and you've got everything.
Right.
So many of these inner city kids, this is the only shot they have at having the limelight and exposure, and to not give them an opportunity to take advantage of that, to better themselves, their family, is really unfair. And comparing it, how it's turned from what was just rah root for your school to a multi-gazillion dollar empire of a business with TV money, and the sharing is just not right. The universities make all this money, the kids get the fucking scholarship, which is great, but it's on balance it's not fair, and that's kind of Pete's point. And he said, I don't know if I'd let my son play football if he had a son. He doesn't.
Because of that.
Yeah.
That's the
well,
reason.
no, he's saying because of the danger of it. And then he made this retarded comment. He also wondered if 40 years from now, in the best case scenario, the Fighting Irish could be known for its world-class soccer program instead of football.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
They just beat State last night
Did they? That's terrible. On the pitch?
on the pitch.
God,
What a
that's
big
terrible.
win.
Not as big a loss as
Shut up, E.
I'm just kidding.
not as big a loss as Tottenham had. Someone should tell
He's downgrading
I
the
know.
win over Michigan State. Screw you, E.
Peter Buttigieg. Someone needs to inform Peter that there's more concussions in soccer than there is in football.
Yeah, but it's not an intentionally conflict-oriented sport, right? I mean, it's not. You're not trying to crush the dude. Is my point.
Well, still getting more
Things
of them in
happen,
football,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
he wants to take America's fucking sport and make it soccer. He's lost my vote.
Yeah, I mean, don't you see a difference though if it's an accidental concussion versus? Yeah, all concussions are accidental, but
I think concussed is concussed. It's the headers more than it's going up for headers and colliding.
yeah, it's collision. It's not the ball colliding with the face.
It's not. See, dude,
No,
I
it's-
never got bigger headaches than head in the ball.
Yeah, it's,
Probably just doing it wrong.
it's people going for headers hitting each other's heads.
Yeah.
That I think.
I think it's that and takedowns,
honestly-
and smashing your head on the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, hitting the
But the-
ball
but-
fucking hurts, man.
Like the fact that it's not part of the game where I'm going to crush that guy right there. That's how I'm going to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that excuses it. I do. I mean, obviously a concussion sucks and it's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
it's a less mercenary kind of gladiator type situation than football, and that's why culturally, I think the beautiful game will extend into
Perpetuity?
the next
Beyond.
millennial, beyond.
Infinity
Whereas,
and
whereas the gladiator nature of the NFL and football will take it out.
Yeah, maybe you could make soccer even better if you helmeted them up. Put the football helmets on the soccer players. Then when they have the incidental headbutt, not so bad. They're protected.
No,
Just saying.
no.
Shoulder pad them up, too. Give them a pigskin that's shaped like a football.
Let them use their hands.
Yeah.
Let them. You know what? Let them pick up the ball and run with it.
Throw it. Block and tackle for each other. That's how soccer wins. Stanford University offered to put a plaque at the spot where Chanel Turner was raped by Brock Turner, but the school rejected the quotes she proposed that was going to be on the plaque. Why would you want a plaque representing, and here lies the spot where I was raped? That seemed like a weird thing to,
Yeah, man.
I mean,
That's fucking weird.
yeah, right?
They've already put the most picturesque scene of any dumpster in all of America. Now a plaque pointing to it?
Well, the dumpsters, they
Dumpster's
shit
gone.
canned the dumpster in
Yeah.
2017. Remember they built a fountain and a bench, a reflecting bench or
A
something?
font.
Miller recounts her interactions with Stanford in her new memoir, Know My Name. She paints the university's response as weak, detached, and condemns administrators' apparent efforts to manipulate the narrative into something less damaging to Stanford's reputation.
Offered to put a plaque there?
Yeah, yep.
What would said plaque say?
Well, I know. I have a couple examples of what she suggested, and one or two of what they offered to do. Defining moment in her dealings came when officials offered to put up a plaque at the site where Turner violated her unconscious body behind a dumpster outside a Kappa Alpha fraternity party. Stanford removed the dumpster in 2017 and re-landscaped it. Small garden, pair of benches, and a fountain. When approached about the plaque, Miller suggested using quotes from that 7,000-word victim impact statement she made that made her a rock star
Yeah.
everyone loved. University rejected all the quotes Miller proposed and pushed for a reassuring message that would imply forgiveness. I mean, can you blame Stanford? They want to make this as soft as possible, don't they? I mean,
Sure,
they're
yeah.
a university that doesn't want to be known as Rape Garden, you know.
Of course.
So, the university's rejection of her quotes prompted some 60 students with the Stanford Association of Students for Sexual Assault Prevention to protest in front of the fraternity, demanding the school install the quotes she proposed. A month later, Stanford Provost Persis Drell revealed what the proposed quotes were in a blog post. First one Miller suggested was, now this is the plaque, okay, this is what she wants written on the plaque. You made me a victim. In newspapers, my name was unconscious, intoxicated woman. 10 syllables, and nothing more than that. For a while, I believed that was all I was. I had to force myself to relearn my real name, my identity, to relearn that this is not all that I am not just a drunk victim at a frat party found behind a dumpster, while you were the all-American swimmer at a top university, innocent until proven guilty, with so much at stake. I am a human being who has been irreversibly hurt. My life was put on hold for over a year, waiting to figure out if I was worth something.
I mean, if you're truly going to use this space as reflection on what happened there, that kind of says it. I don't disagree
Well,
with her. What did
quote-
Stanford suggest?
Well, it would not be supportive in a
they
healing
revise
space.
that?
Stanford was worried about other healing survivors and didn't think that would be safe, that quote.
That's a great point.
Yeah, the quote could
didn't
rape
think about
someone.
triggering.
Imagine if you're someone trying to heal from a sexual assault and that plaque is staring you down, giving you the stink eye. The second proposed quote, you took away my worth, my privacy, my energy, my time, my safety, my intimacy, my confidence, my own voice, until today. It's better, fits better on a plaque.
Larger font, yeah.
You could use a 24 font or something like that. I mean, I don't know how big of a plaque you want. This sounds terrible, but don't you think if you were to put the plaque there, could you see someone getting shit-faced and be like, let's go fuck on the plaque? Like,
No.
that's the spot it happened. I could see dumb kids like going to the school and
I don't know. I don't know
No.
that's a magnet for fucking.
I stand by that.
Anything's,
I think
anything's possible. Knucklehead kids will do anything, so yeah.
Yeah. In her book, Miller encourages readers to visit the Memorial Garden and try to see what it represents from her vantage. Encourage you to sit in that garden, but when you do, excuse me, close your eyes, and I'll tell you about the real garden, the sacred place. 90 feet away from where you sit is a spot where Brock's knees hit the dirt, where the Swedes tackled him to the ground,
The
yelling.
Swedes.
Yeah, I love the
Swedish
Swedes. They're the best.
bicyclists.
Ground yelling, "What the fuck are you doing? Do you think this is okay?" Put their words on a plaque. Mark that spot, because in my mind, I've erected a monument. The place to be remembered is not where I was assaulted, but where he fell, where I was saved, where two men declared, "Stop, no more, not here, not now, not ever." The plaque discussions are just one issue that she took with them.
Seems like there's too much disagreement over the plaque. Maybe you ditch the plaque idea.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, yeah, it's just like, I get it. It's a terrible, unfortunately, she's not the only person that this has ever happened to, ever. I know it sucks, but it's like, now there's think about it, again, the committees. We talk about these committees. There are people sitting here in meetings and getting building the school and getting, over this, you have they already made a little area with a fountain and shit. Just leave it.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
suggests
need to
everybody
be-
try to move forward.
Yeah. She says the problem, too, is when Stanford figured out that, oh, you're not an enrolled student here? Oh, well, see you later. They wanted to distance, like if this was a student, part of the student body,
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Was she just visiting a friend? Or
sister, I
yeah.
think. Yeah. So Stanford stopped following up with her after confirming that she was not, in fact, enrolled in Stanford. The school did offer to give her throw some money at her to make it go away, like here's for therapy, and on the condition that you won't sue. If they give you, I mean, I don't know how much money that is. Do you have to go to the therapy? If it's like, here's $1 million for a lifetime of therapy, and you're like, thanks, I'll get right on that.
Or can you just pocket the
Can
million?
you just pocket the money?
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
I'm sure you can. I don't know. Someone's not going to check up. Like, she missed therapy again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was visible not as a person, but a legal threat, a grave liability. Their apathy, lack of apology, I could live with. But what troubled me most was the failure to ask the single most important question: how do we ensure this does not happen again? Well, that's not an answerable question. There is no answer.
I know.
You know what I mean? Every student has an armed guard with him.
Yeah. And how much follow-up is Stanford supposed to do with a non-student? You know?
Yeah. And what is their responsibility if you show up to a party somewhere on the campus? I mean, does a university really have the responsibility of like
Yeah.
protecting every aspect
Ordinary care. I mean,
of
you
the
can't-
neighborhoods surrounding the big campus?
I mean, there is some obligation there, but so there's no question they need to be concerned that this happened. But like, honestly, like how
Right.
much? What are they supposed to do? You know?
Yeah. I know. What is their
They look
responsibility?
at it. They're trying to settle it. They're trying to get out of it. They know that there's potential liability where millions of dollars could be at stake. Like, they're a business.
They must have been so relieved when they were like, no, it's confirmed. She is not enrolled at this university. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then it is like, I don't know what to tell you. You're not a student here. We deal with the student body. Take it up with the police or whatever. What?
Not that I just think about those things. I mean, it's like there's nothing wrong. There'd be nothing wrong with them. You're right. Like realizing, oh, she's not a student. We can go a different way. But I always just think in my mind of like if there was a meeting where some guy was like, hell yes, not a student. Some high fives or something. You know what I mean?
Behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't
Yes.
solve the problem.
I
though.
know.
It's not like, yes, not a student. No problem here.
But it makes people
better.
smile
Yeah,
a
it's a
little
little
bit.
better.
It's a little better in that,
Better
in that
fact.
meeting. Otherwise, why would they even look it up? If it didn't matter whether or not she was a student, you don't need to look it up. But the
But it
fact
doesn't
is,
solve the problem, is my point.
no. And they didn't answer the most important question: how do we ensure that this never happens again? Well, that's
I
ludicrous.
guess you could make it so people don't want to have sex ever again.
Take away all alcohol and drugs.
Right. Of society.
Penises too.
Don't allow males to mix with females.
Yeah. Castration for all student body. Yeah, I don't know. A few suggestions. I don't know if they'll take them up, but whatever. She told 60 Minutes, this sucks, man. Because you often wonder, like, where was the family when they heard, or where were you when this, and she told 60 Minutes she didn't fully know what happened to her until an article about the assault cropped up on her newsfeed. She's trolling Facebook just like the rest of us. I was alone sitting at my desk surrounded by coworkers reading about how I was stripped and then penetrated. That's the fingering, right? By the dumpster?
Yes.
Yeah. And
I remember this already.
discarded into a bed of pine needles behind a dumpster.
Yeah.
She's really acting like this is like the dumpster is just.
Like this is a typical dumpster.
It's not a typical dumpster. I know
She's
it's
not recognizing the extraordinary nature of this dumpster.
Do we have-
Should she be? Should she be?
No.
You notice how many times the dumpster has been referenced in this article alone? 5 times?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, wait a minute. For those that haven't seen the dumpster, and by the way, she encourages people to visit the garden. I'm going out to a Stanford football game in November. I am going to this garden, and I'm going to sit and reflect. I'm not going to make any jokes or anything, but I'm definitely going to go visit it, and I'm going to see where that dumpster was,
Yeah,
where the
some
pine
context.
needles are.
Yeah, take some pictures.
You know what? I'll bring you guys some pine needles.
Gross.
What?
No.
Pine needle? What's wrong with pine needles? E, do you want some pine needles for the studio?
Not. No.
Suck.
I mean, why would I? They wouldn't even be ones that were like. These,
Oh, they're not that night's pine needles.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
They're
not
not
good enough.
Exhibit A.
yeah.
They're not original.
No.
Good Lord.
Hey, if you suffered a traumatic accident or injury, don't call the Billboard or TV attorneys. Your first call should be to Ogden Legal Triage. Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case at no cost. They'll negotiate the best price, save you time, money, and hassle. Who better to help you find a lawyer but a lawyer? Ogden Legal Triage. For more information, go to firstcalldetroit.com.
I love this story, man. Leading psychologist, his voice is concerned about the mental well-being of Greta Thunberg, a
Yeah.
16-year-old, climate change activist who's Aspergered up proper. 16-year-old schoolgirl from Sweden who made that impassioned speech berating world leaders for climate inaction at the UN summit.
Impassioned is right, man.
Yeah. As the teen continues to divide opinion, one of Australia's most high-profile psychologists has accused the girl of being an entitled political pawn in need of treatment. Dr. Michael Carr Gregg. Now, having a guy named Carr-Gregg, I don't know how you feel. He's 3 G's and 2 R's. He's double R'd and 3 G's.
Hyphenated?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Michael Carr Gregg, Gregg. And he's a 3G. We're not crazy about 3G Greggs, are we?
No.
Not typically. I'm just putting that out there, so I just want to be transparent.
Context.
I want to be transparent to the listener. We're not holding anything back. He is a hyphenated name, and he's a 3G Greg. So just putting that out there. I worry about her going the same as child TV stars, that they just burn out and potentially have a disastrous psychological outcome. Can I make it clear? I am not a climate change denier. I actually think we do need to do more about saving the planet. He is wary of Greta's Asperger's and a history of mental health in his analysis. I'm worried that we use a kid like this, who arguably should be getting treatment because she said she's had anorexia, Asperger's, battled depression. As a parent, if this is my child, I'm not sure I'd be putting them on a world stage. He was worried about her future, her current psychological health, and how it would impact other young people. It sends a message to other teens that they can speak to adults in this very, very dismissive way. And that's the feeling I got. Like, you know what? Shut up. Child. No, don't shame me. Don't judge me, girl. She seems to be caught up in a doomsday scenario where she's massively exaggerating the threats posed by climate change, and that has a flow-on effect because it causes all this existential anxiety in our children. Kids should be in school, but are instead rallying because they've been convinced the end of the world is nigh. Nigh. Like that. She's now put herself at the center of worldwide attention, either Greta-phobia or Greta-mania, and I don't think any 16-year-old girl should be. Dr. Carr-Gregg mentioned the Twitter war between Greta and Donald Trump. She seems like a very happy young girl looking forward to a bright and wonderful future. So nice to see.
What a troll.
Total troll.
What a pro.
I like her move, though. She responded by changing her Twitter bio to a very happy young girl looking forward to a bright and wonderful future.
That's great.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
She first rose to fame, did you know this, a year ago? When she held a one-person climate strike out in front of Swedish Parliament.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's just me out here with a sign and stuff. And everyone was like, oh, you brave girl.
She didn't just jump on a bandwagon, Isis. She started
It
the
reminds me of
bandwagon.
when I was going to go to the Burger King in Highland and protest the use of animal meat, when I was going to be that vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for a week. I mean,
Yeah.
Right?
God, how different his life would be right now had he done that.
You're
We
still,
see the meteoric rise of Greta.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could have been
it
you.
could happen.
I know,
she's got
exactly.
2 million
Well,
followers on Twitter.
Well, it was a non-social media world then, though. I would have been fucked.
You're still for hire, right? no matter what your
Oh,
cause.
yeah, for sure.
What do you charge? 10, 15 bucks an hour?
Yeah, plus expenses. They got to give me the places, you know. And
Yeah,
stuff.
they got
I'm
a
not-
but you're willing to go by bus, by boat,
Sure, whatever.
bicycle, whatever, as long as
Yeah.
they get you there.
Yeah.
Do you need a per diem or some sort of food?
I'd have to
Guys
look.
gotta
at,
eat, man.
I'd
Yeah,
have
right.
to look at where I'm going. I'm not accepting just like
Box lunch.
Well, yeah, like I'm not. Well, I don't eat box lunch is maybe even okay, but I'm not accepting like fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or some shit. It's got to be
Okay.
like at least a decent situation.
And for you, do you have different levels? Like for $10 an hour, I will be there to up your crowd numbers. $15 an hour, I
have to-
will yell loudly with a sign in my
You
hand.
have to be stupid not to go on a scale.
$20. What are you willing to do for $20 an hour? Throw eggs at some politicians? Get yourself arrested?
I don't
as
wanna-
long as they bail you out.
Yeah, if they bail me out, you know, how does that? Like, yeah, if they have to also bail me out of the arrest because I assume that that's not that big of a deal as far as getting arrested if I was protesting or something. I
Like
don't.
misdemeanor.
What does that mean? What happens with that?
What?
Pay a $200 fine.
For
Yeah.
real? Okay. What happens like if you're drunk at a Lions game and you run out on the field and they arrest you? Is that the same thing, kind of?
Probably like a drunken disorderly thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not gonna-
I've
it's
always
not a
wondered
felony unless you
Yeah.
destroy something. You know,
Yeah.
you go out there and light a can of something on.
But
the-
if you just
the
get out there
lion.
and drunk and run around, I've always wondered what actually happens.
You'll
there.
be
Just kind of
declared a nuisance.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
So-
accurate.
Do you think he should charge more? Like, if they want him to go to a Black Lives Matter rally and be really vocal, is that like $50 an hour?
Why?
For a white guy?
Would he go in blackface?
No.
Dude, you got to. He should
No.
get $60
Got
an
to
hour.
offer it at least. It's got to be one of the packages.
No, it doesn't. For no money will I be going in blackface to a Black Lives rally,
Can you
man.
imagine it painting E up in blackface to go to a Black Lives Matter
it'd be
rally
funny, though.
in absolute support.
Right, in support of them.
In support. That's all.
It
His
actually would
hair,
be kind of
his
interesting.
hair is sort of afroed. I wonder if we got the right shade of shoe polish.
If you had like a professional makeup
Yeah.
artist,
It-
just do makeup.
Yeah.
Not, you know,
It'd be interesting, honestly. It actually would be kind of interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna
just
do
get the
it, but-
right hue.
Yeah.
Right. And be like, no, guys, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm fucking. Yeah, I'm on the
People
board.
be looking sideways at you the whole day. Like,
I'm on board. Like I'd have to really make sure all that.
Sir, your pigmentation is running in the sweltering
Well, no,
heat.
I think that I'd have to like be. It'd be obvious. I don't think the blackface is not gonna like. They're not gonna think I'm black. So my point is, but I'd have to be very careful all day. Like I really better not make some jokes or something. I'd have to be on the
Yeah.
straight and narrow all day.
those Scandinavian features would do them in, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't think.
Would you have like a stereotypical black affect,
I don't know what you mean.
like
Affect.
to your voice and stuff?
No,
Like,
no.
what up, my man? How you doing,
No, the
bro?
point-
Shit like that. Would you?
No, that. If
Would
I
you have a little little swagger to your
You'd show
walk?
up as is, 100%.
as is?
You
Just
wouldn't.
the-
You wouldn't have a little swag to your gait.
Why would I do that? The blackface is because it's not. You're doing it in a way that's making fun of the situation.
I'm not making.
Well, how is it not?
I'm saying you want to fit in. You know
No,
what
I'm
I
not.
mean?
Gonna,
Like
that wasn't that. My thought would be
you
is that
wouldn't
I'm not-
break dance.
My thought would not be that I was fitting in. It would just be a symbolic thing that I was with the people.
Yeah. Okay. Work on it. Need some
I already
work.
worked on it. I came up with what I wanted. I'm not going to break dance or do whatever you said. So
I'm just saying, if you busted out the robot and shit.
the robot is that?
Yeah.
I think white people have done the robot.
Yeah, that's probably a bad example.
Yeah. I'm trying to think black culture.
Yeah.
Show up in a car that bounces, leans.
Is this 2001?
I haven't left the house
Sipping
in a
on
while.
gin and juice.
Yeah.
Laid back.
He's got to lean in the car.
Dude, Eric Church did a
Got his
version
mind
of-
on his money.
Eric Church did a did a Snoop Dogg song at one of his shows. I forget what
Did he
song
really?
it was though. Yeah, I saw a video, but it was actually pretty cool.
It's cultural appropriation, probably, but
Oh, for sure.
Dr. Carr-Greg said he didn't think children should be used as a political group. My criticism isn't so much of her, but her parents and the climate change activists who use her shamelessly, and I think that the left can be somewhat hypocritical at times. I think she's setting herself up for massive disappointment. It's the rest of the world who needs to be pressuring those countries, not one single 16-year-old girl. Because Greta is a 16-year-old female, no one is allowed to debate her,
Yeah.
her views. We all just have to lie down and accept it. And that's the worst part of it all, is if you go after David Hogg or Greta Thunberg or whatever.
Attacking these children.
Oh, how dare you attack these children. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has also come out swinging against her stance on global warming, saying, we've got to let kids be kids. Children need to be protected from needless anxiety and reminded the younger generation that they live in a wonderful country in a pristine environment. So in other words, bag it, girl. Shut it.
You know what, though? I don't like that attitude. I like the doctor you're talking about. I don't mind his take on it because it's coming from an actual, like, caring perspective. But if your perspective is just shut the fuck up, you're a kid, I don't like that.
Yeah, she's a citizen of the world. She has a right to state her case, but
Yes.
as
And
general
we have
and
to listen.
pointless as
You don't have-
no,
no
you don't
one
have
has
to.
to listen
You always
to.
say that. I have to listen to this, dude. Click.
I
Take
didn't
a
even
walk.
know
No, no,
she
no.
was.
I'm a
There's a
news
door
junkie.
that
I'm not
goes
going to do
outside.
that.
Walk.
But that's your
Walk.
choice still, though.
I'm not going to do that when she's at podiums all over the world.
Well,
But
blame the side that's putting her up there because it's like, what do you want a 16-year-old? I mean, 16-year-old is going to just say shit, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
kids did that back in the day. It's just there's social media now. I don't think it's that new that kids of 16-year-old, I mean, of that age in high school, once, there's always kids that never cared and there was kids that did care. It just happens to be now that we're in this social media age where you do see it.
yeah, I know
And
what
you
mean.
happen to be a news junkie in a really shitty time of news.
Yeah, I do. It stinks.
Yeah.
I see through it, and I fucking hate having adults, acting like, whoa, seeing a panel where she's giving an impassioned speech, and these fucking gray-haired white men are like, oh, well, she's got some great points. We do need to do
Zero
something.
solutions,
None.
but great points. We're all going to die.
Yeah, it's over. Existential threat. You're not
Yeah.
going to die in 10 years. Sorry, I wish you all would, but you're not.
Wow, that's
Earth's going to
definitely
be here.
not- You can't make that promise. Someone could have a.
I'm
instant
going to
death.
promise they're not all of them are going to die within 10
Okay.
years.
I was
That's
just more
the promise.
joking about an instant death. Anyone could die tomorrow, Mike.
Yeah. I wish they would.
I agree.
Shut the fuck up.
I
don't
would
have to
agree
listen
with
to
some of
them
that.
anymore. Warner Brothers has defended their new movie, Joker. Have you seen the trailer for this yet?
Yeah, we watched it on this very show.
Did we?
Yep.
I can't remember which ones we've watched and not watched. I think it looks good.
It looks great.
Joaquin Phoenix he's just so good.
Yeah, he's one of the best out there, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I loved what the last Joker, the guy that died,
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. I loved his portrayal of Joker.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. Was that Dark Knight
I
Rises?
believe it was.
Yeah, but now Warner Brothers is defending this new movie, saying it has no intention to hold the character up as a hero after the plot was condemned by the Aurora mass shooting families. Relatives of those that were shot. This is the midnight screening at the Aurora, Colorado theater, and I believe 12 people were murdered and 70 were injured. They're expressing their concerns over the violence. So the movie follows the story of struggling stand-up comedian Arthur Fleck as he transforms into Batman's future arch nemesis, the Joker, after having a mental breakdown. Is that his origin story?
Man,
Shit, I thought you would know that. Like
Well,
I don't
thought we already
remember.
went through that when we watched the trailer. That's what they described in the trailer. Remember, we watched some guy on like a subway, and it was
yeah,
like things
just
were starting
slowly
to.
going into
Oh no,
craziness.
no, that's what it is here. But I'm saying in the comic books, in the original Batman, is that the Joker's origin? Like Spider-Man's origin story is
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Peter Parker bit by this fucking spider, a student, blah blah blah. And so we see these origin stories all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
But is part of the Batman origin story with the Joker that he's a struggling stand-up named Arthur Fleck? My guess is yes, that it probably
Yeah, maybe.
is. The premiere for this is October 4th, comes 7 years after James Holmes burst into that theater, full body armor, AR-15, right? I believe he had an AR-15. And, killed 12, injured 70. It will not be shown at that Colorado theater.
More importantly, is Gleek in this one?
Yeah, obviously.
Gleek and the Wonder Twins? The Space
Yeah.
Monkey.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Is Aquaman in this one?
I think Aquaman had his own film about a year ago, didn't he?
Yeah, but they cross over.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, if you see him in that orange and green, those green boots, I think, an orange top, commanding
Was
the sea.
striking, yeah.
Yeah, when he's got that ray gun that shoots the circles out.
Was it a gun or was that just his telepathy?
It might have been. Is it
Telepathy?
telepathic? Yeah, I think you're right. I hope Gleek is in this one though. That would be amazing. Family members of the victims, led by gun control activist Sandy and Lonnie Phillips, have penned an open letter to the new CEO of Warner Brothers, Ann Sarnoff, asking her to use the Hollywood studio's considerable platform and influence to push for gun control reform.
Boy, I didn't connect this to the Aurora thing, man. This does sort of give you a pause. Like, I want to sit in a theater watching this movie.
In Aurora, Colorado?
No, anywhere. Copycat dude. Seems like
Is this
ripe for a copycat.
is this the first Batman or Joker movie since that? I don't know. I wasn't worried about it. I was going to be just fine going.
I wasn't either, and now I'm thinking about it.
The authors are not demanding that Warner Brothers pull the plug on the violent Joker, nor are they calling on people to boycott it. What they're asking for is the studio to join them to build safer communities and fewer guns. So they've got 3 things they want them to do. We want you to end political contributions to political candidates who take money from the NRA and vote against gun control legislation. Use Warner Brothers' political clout and leverage to Congress to actively lobby for gun reform and help fund gun violence survivor funds and intervention programs to reduce gun violence. I like that last one. I don't like the idea of telling you where you can put your money. Oh, you do this, blah, blah, blah. By saying, you know what, you're going to make a lot of money off this. The last installment Warner Brothers you had this horrible outcome. It'd be nice if you guys had survivor funds, a gun violence fund for survivors and families set up so when you make movies like this, somebody goes, I don't have a problem with that. I kind of like that idea.
It's a nice gesture.
Yeah. In an interview, Sandy Phillips did not mince words, calling this a slap in the face. She expressed concern that the movie, whose protagonist is a social outcast, is masterfully portrayed by Phoenix, could inspire someone to resort to violence.
I mean, it could, I guess, but, what else could?
Couldn't anything?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and if
Trying
that's...
to predict, wacky behavior,
And if that guy's going to go to that level and commit some mass shooting, sweet, that was coming. Right? I mean, like they don't make the Joker. That shuts it all down. He's good now. No.
Who's to say?
Come on.
Who's to say who's inspired by what? I don't.
Anyone that unbad, he'd be inspired by something in the world. Something in the world is going to inspire that individual to go through with what he's already going to go through with.
100%. You're absolutely certain.
Yeah, 100%. I think James Holmes, whatever his name is, he was going to fucking do that no matter what. He took advantage of the midnight screening, but that guy was a whack job. Mm-hmm. I don't think it had anything to do with that movie. He took advantage of that movie and the midnight screening and all the parts that go. He timed it the way he did and planned it the way he did.
That's a reasonable view.
But I think 100% with absolute certainty, I would bet his life on it.
I don't think you can say 100% with absolute certainty. Well, that's my only point.
We shouldn't make scary movies then, because it might inspire.
I know there could be anything, right? It's a fucked up world with a lot of fucked up people walking amongst us.
By the way, the actor Joaquin Phoenix was given an interview on Friday, and someone was like, "Do you think could incite real life violence?" He was like,
"Yeah." He got up and walked out. I wasn't prepared for that.
How could you not be prepared for that question? Like, he went and met with some press reps for Warner Brothers for about an hour, and then he explained he panicked. The idea that the Joker would inspire people to act in a violent manner had never occurred to him. Really? He told the AP earlier this month that he'd been very careful about how the violence in the movie was portrayed. A lot of people think it's going to be really violent. Why it might affect you is we tried to paint it with as realistic brush as possible, so when it comes, it can feel like a punch in the stomach. So, yeah. These families, I would recommend not going and seeing the movie. Obviously they're not going to go see the movie. It's gonna trigger so many bad things, but you're not gonna stop Hollywood from making violent movies and right. You know what I mean? It's
not happening.
It's not realistic to think that that's an open letter to the CEO of a movie company is going to be enough to shut that down. Yeah,
but maybe they're looking for actually less than a shutdown. They're looking for those funds to go into victims, advocacy group coffers. Maybe that's the real aim.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, get a 2-pack of MyPillow's premiums. MyPillow premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at mypillow.com. Of course, you must use the promo code TDC.
Maybe we could get you to go to support this Black Lives Matter rally.
In blackface.
Get the ball rolling. Body cam footage has emerged. You have this body cam footage showing a man armed with a knife charging at a Minnesota cop before being fatally shot by the officer. Steve Matson screamed warnings before firing his gun at Ronald Davis September 15th near St. Paul, Minnesota. The video was released by the St. Paul's Police Department and shows him shooting Davis dead after telling him to put down the knife, which he ignored. On Sunday, before police released the footage, we had all kinds of protesters out there with their Black Lives Matter signs. They marched from St. Paul's Western District to the location that Davis died. And now they've seen this video since the publication. They're not satisfied that Madsen's actions were justified. They said it's not clear if the police could have used non-lethal force to subdue Davis. So, in other words, it's never going to be good enough.
Yeah, it's never okay to shoot a man trying to assault you if you're a cop.
If you don't,
Can we slow this video down? By the way,
I know it's
because it's
jumpy.
so fast.
If you're a cop and you don't shoot this motherfucker dead, you shouldn't be a cop anymore.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is textbook when you use lethal force on some guy. Some guy slams into the back of your cop car, and then you get out to assess, and he comes charging at you with a fucking one of those big flashlights that look like a baton and a knife with a pretty lengthy blade.
Let's see it, Isis.
He's like, damn, man, you have a car.
Getting out of the car. Whoa, here he is.
Whoa.
Holy!
Cop's on the ground at this point. He's back up.
Get away from me! Drop the knife! Drop the...
Dude,
What do you want? Shots fired!
what the hell,
fired.
man?
Yeah.
Thomas!
That's a guy that wants death by cop, right? Suicide by cop.
Opens the door, and this guy is feet from him.
With a knife out.
Cop hits the ground at one point, gets back up.
Get away from me! Drop the knife! Drop the...
I mean, dude,
What do you want?
you know, I know there are some rotten incidents between cops and civilians. But this is where Black Lives Matter loses so many people. Because I don't ever recall a time when they go, yeah, that motherfucker needed to be shot and shit.
Yeah,
They've
you'd gain
always-
a lot of credibility if you did that.
You would. You know,
Tons.
they always want to act like this, you know, well, why didn't you grab your baton and take his knees out? You know, like it's a movie, like they're all karate trained. It's like, dude, you have a psychopath running at you with a fucking giant blade on a knife, and he won't stop. You yell commands, drop the knife, drop the knife. He didn't even have his gun out at first. He's backing up, gets himself, 8 feet of separation, giving him enough time to pull his gun and point it at him. You know, like,
Well, then he had time to retreat or time to pull his taser.
or pray
Yes.
about it.
He had all that time. He could have run.
Man,
Sprinted. I bet he was faster than the perp.
he didn't look like it. He looked a little shaky. And for all the people that go, taser, you know, so many times you miss with a taser, and a lot of times it hits and people just run right through it. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
sometimes
yeah,
it takes a guy down to Chinatown Bigley. Sometimes it gets stuck in the clothing and it doesn't fucking zap a guy. You don't have time to make another.
Tasers are more meant for unarmed perpetrators,
Yeah.
where you
Shirtless.
tase them. Yes. Wife beater at best.
Yeah.
Not men wielding knives coming at you.
No. When you've got one shot and it's, you know, because that's all you've got with a taser, right? Is two. Do you have 2 shots?
I don't know.
I think it's 2 charges in there. But, you know, you don't want to miss with that first one. Now you just piss the guy off. You know, you shoot at me, motherfucker.
Damn.
But, yeah, I wish people would look at that video and just go, yep, our bad. Sorry, we're going to take these Black Lives Matter signs down. That life didn't matter because he didn't care about his own fucking life.
Our bad.
Yeah.
That one didn't matter.
That one's on us. Guys, gather your signs. Don't break them. We'll be able to use these. But they've got signs with, you know, Ronald Davis, Life Matters, you know, and Black Lives Matter is like, apparently old Ron didn't think much of Black lives and how much they mattered because he didn't do anything to help his position in life.
Why anyone would go into law enforcement these days, I tell you.
Yeah. So at least the chief of police, Todd Axtell, and I would expect this from Todd, everything I know about the toddler, he's supporting the police officer, saying he had no other option than to defend himself. Clearly the video supports that, so I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And then, Jay, I thought, oh, well, speaking of police, do you have that video, Eve, from the other day of the dog attacking the guy? Got a little overzealous. Did you see that one?
Cop dog?
Yeah, he's a caniner.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, police were responding to a call Sunday night when the dog darted across the street and lunged at a guy. And it took the officers to loosen the dog's grip from the man's arm. Yes, he wasn't letting go. No way. I got that guy. I got that son of a bitch. I recognize him a mile away. Oh,
There he goes. There he
there's
goes.
that son of a bitch.
Is it the wrong guy or what? I mean,
Oh yeah, the guy had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, just walking down the street.
Yeah, he's just walking down the street. Dog's like, wait, there's that guy. That's the guy we're looking for.
Oh man, now he's
Cops are,
cuffed and
hey,
stuff.
hey, get over here, you dick licker. The guy's like, what? No, I'll go my arm. No, I got him, guys.
That is a terrible job by that officer.
Yeah, I got him good,
That's
too.
a bad mistake.
You guys recognize him, right? That's the guy we've been looking for. Yeah, did my job. He's wagging his tail. He's all proud. Yeah. Let me at it. I'm not done with that son of a bitch.
So the cops are just like, oh, sorry, citizen.
Guy's like,
On your way.
Right, yeah, nothing to see here.
the man suffered minor injuries. One of the guys, I think the guy that filmed it, heard the officers calling out "heel" repeatedly. Do you think "heel" is the off command for the canine dog?
Yes, I do.
Really, I would think they'd go rutabaga or something. Because why wouldn't the perp just be like "heel, heel"? You know what I mean? That's my first guess. Maybe stop.
Yeah, stop would be your first.
But I immediately
Let go, you son of a bitch.
If stop if that command didn't work, I'd immediately go to heel. Wouldn't you?
Isn't it from a certain voice, though? Aren't these things smarter than that? Can't just be a perp.
I thought it was that guy, guys. I'm so
Yeah, I don't know what
sorry.
happened to that officer for the false accusation he just made.
Desk duty, dude.
Yeah, they're gonna put me on desk duty for a while.
Duty.
Yeah, I gotta go back to school and learn how to treat the general public again. I swear I saw that guy and I knew it was the guy we was looking for.
What was this officer's name? So we know.
I don't know. They're not giving the
They're not
detective's
naming
name.
Let's do a FOIA.
Yeah, I want to know what his name is. Yeah, that's a good one. They usually tell us too.
Yeah.
I hope they don't take
Buddy.
him down to Chinatown.
You know,
Buddy the Canine.
Buddy the Canine just made a terrible accusation there.
Well, the problem is, as you said, that was a terrible, terrible police work.
Right.
You know, and putting him on desk duty doesn't do much good. Then he just drives everyone in the office nuts because he wants to get out there and get on the mean streets. Wants to get back out on the beach.
Right.
You can't lock him up. That doesn't do any good.
And to be
so
fair, he
usually-
doesn't really know what's going on, so now he's just in the I mean desk duty means he's just around the place where he's still going to get food and he'll still get pets. So it really
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going
licks.
to learn his lesson really.
Yeah,
He needs to be better trained.
That's it. Back to training.
Yeah. The problem is too that I think dogs' brains, in like 20 seconds it resets and it forgets that by the time he got back to the cop car, he was like, yeah, what are we doing now? You want to go to lunch?
What's next? What's next?
Like he's not going to be feeling bad and going like, guys, I really dropped a ball on this
Yeah.
one. I you guys have been warning me, saying that I'm getting a little hyped up too quick, and you know
Right.
what? I gotta listen. I gotta listen better because that was uncalled for. I did not need to bite that guy's arms off. So I'm gonna go home, take a nap, and really reflect on my behavior as a officer of the law.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. He's going to get back to the car and be like, "Oh, a ball, cool."
Yeah. I think you just got to run him through the program one more time.
At the same time, he could be going, you know what, you dick lickers? I didn't sign up for this. You signed me up for this. You saw something in me. You're the one that spotted something special in me.
They seem to all really enjoy it, though.
I know.
You know, the ones I've seen.
Well, I
Dude,
think
dogs love biting shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore it. It's one of their favorite things to do.
well, plus like the dogs they pick, right? I mean, that's like kind of their breed, so it's really like in their DNA of what they're supposed
Yeah,
to
it's
be
a
doing.
Shepard.
They're not just taking your little
Chihuahua.
yeah, your little
Chihuahua out
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yip, yip. Yip, yip.
Shoot that Chihuahua. Kick that Chihuahua in the face. You wouldn't do that to a German Shepherd.
Right.
No way. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope they can run him back through the program and he learns a lesson here. And
Well, you know what the only negative is if he doesn't run the program, then he just goes, like I said, he's just going to go off to the farm where he'll be petted and fed the rest of his life.
dude, your dog bites someone.
Oh, yeah.
You
you're
know what I mean?
right.
I don't even want to say it, but a lot
No,
of times,
you're
they're
right.
like, what do you mean they're going to shoot his face?
You're
They
right.
said they're going to shoot my face.
Good point.
Puts him down. I hope he doesn't get put down because he did not choose to be an officer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, they saw something special in him. They saw how bright he was and capable. And, he made a mistake. But that's not fair to kill him then, Anyway, poor guy.
we do have some email.
What do we got for email, Jim?
Mike writes in, my mom almost named me Jay. Every time the topic comes up, she always tells me, you were almost a Jay. And I always thought how
How
dumb
often
it
does
was.
the topic come up?
Oh, no.
Like,
Mike says, I always thought how dumb it was. I've
Yeah.
never known a person to be just Jay. It's not
awesome.
be short for anything. You're the first one I've ever heard of. So now that I know of you, it's not a dumb name anymore, I guess, Mike.
what a compliment.
If you had to be something extended further than just a J, would you prefer to be a Jason or a James? Jamal?
I take Jamal. Janene.
Janene, there you go.
Yeah. Frank writes in the movie Somewhere in Time, Christopher Reeves drives a car up to the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. The movie was filmed primarily on Mackinac
I heard
Island.
about this.
So I guess it's okay when Hollywood does it.
Sure.
I'm still not okay with it. I did hear that someone said that when they did that the cars were not allowed to go faster than walking speed. So like they were doing it like
Really?
using Hollywood
Why?
magic because it was a rule they made. They said they couldn't go faster. That's what I heard. And by the way, I didn't say I was okay with it. I didn't even know about it. So I'm not okay with that either.
Joel writes in.
It seems like that would be worse for the roads because then you got the heavy
Yeah, just
thing
sitting
on
there.
just
Yeah,
crawling
let's
along.
move that thing.
Crushing. Get it going quick. Boom. Pull the Band-Aid. Get it going.
I'm just relaying what I heard.
Joel writes in concerning the VP on Mackinac Island. Please don't let E walk away from this outrage he has over Pence being on Mackinac Island without throwing this in his face. He claims Pence, shouldn't be there. Please remind E that neither should someone who goes just to get shit-faced, gets so drunk he gets into public arguments, fights with their friends at public establishments, then wanders drunk around the island at odd hours of
Yeah.
the night, breaking into houses and then sleeping in said broken into houses until
Andrew, I can do
morning.
that.
No, that guy's way worse for that island than that menace to society is
I'm
way
allowed
worse
to be
than
on that.
VP
I'm
Mike
allowed
Pence.
to be on the island doing that, though. It's not against the rules.
No, it's very much against the rules.
Only the house breaking part, not the other
Oh,
part.
really? No, breaking and entering is
It's
the
not-
only illegal thing?
Yeah, it's not illegal.
Drunk
to
and
get,
disorderly in public?
it happens all the time, so they're not
Well,
arresting for it.
That makes it right.
Joel continues. Which would you rather have on the island, Pence or your random Sneech Lake vacationer? It'd be impossible to say most of these people who are outraged. It'd be impossible to say most of these people who are outraged over Pence haven't themselves created trash, disturbed the public, disturbed animals, etc.
Well, two wrongs
The
don't make a
outrage
right.
is ridiculous. Fuck them all.
Two wrongs don't make a right. And actually, the outrage was more for the government spending the money. It turned into more of me arguing about the government spending money than it really did about the island.
Someone sent me a picture of it and said he was fantastic. His speech was great.
I don't
I'm just
care.
telling you.
Okay.
You asked, like, why does he need to be there? Why does he need to be there? Well, there were a lot of people that
So
were
his
there
speech
that
was-
watched that and
Firing up the base.
were encouraged and enjoyed very much his speech.
Okay.
That's why they do those. E, I'm just telling you. It's
I know
not-
why they do them. I can still disagree with. I can disagree with why they do them or that they need to do them.
Oh, I think they very much need to do those.
Okay.
You don't think it generates more money and funding when those guys are
I don't-
out shaking hands? That's
All
why
about
they do
fundraising.
it. It's
I don't
all
think
about
that they need to be
fundraising.
do. I don't think that I care that they need to be fund. I don't think they should have. We should be in a situation where they need to fundraise like they do. I don't think that a politician should get into a job and then within like how much they say of their time is spent fundraising. So okay, you're right. Yes, that fundraises, but I don't even think that they should have to even be doing that. So
We should just elect a king and then not worry about it anymore. You know what I mean? Because then we won't waste all the money and the time on fundraising.
Be done with it.
sure.
Like the next one we elect, it's just gonna be the king,
King.
forevermore.
He's in. You guys all agree? This guy's pretty dope, right? Let's make him king. Be done with this shit.
Just because my solution, just because like the idea, like you're a very idealistic person, so I don't know why this gets so on you. I'm just idealistically saying that I don't like that we have to do this. It doesn't mean that I have a solution yet for
you
it.
know,
but-
none of us like that we have to do this, but it's the system we have.
That doesn't-
and
well-
I think going to Mackinac Island, like he's going somewhere, and they're giving speeches, and a lot of people attend.
But wait a minute, you're-
and they're
you're a-
better. They're more well attended when someone like with that national
But you
level
say it's the
is
system
represented.
that we have. Well, we can change the system. We don't have
to
we're not,
what?
I don't know the solution.
And
for
by
that,
the
but
way,
it
the
does-
government's not the one spending the money on these guys on the trail. They're raising money so they can fly their own asses around.
yeah, but they're
Friggin'
raising money.
party.
It's a giant party. They go
Okay,
there,
well,
they
it's
raise
the
all
party.
kinds
It's
of
the
money.
Republican Party.
But they're
the
raising
party
money that's going to
system.
help. That they're making friends that they're going to help once they become elected.
Yep.
Yeah, this system sucks, dude. But
Okay, well, I can
the
be
better
a-
one. I came up with king. I don't know what else I can do. I gave you
Okay.
king, but apparently that's not good
I
enough.
actually didn't even disagree, but no, I'm just kidding. I do, but
Sean writes in concerning groceries. I worked at a grocery store that was doing online orders years before Kroger and Meijer. The program probably started in 2014. I didn't realize it was around that long.
Wow.
We did deliveries too. We were not supposed to take tips, and I never expected it, but shit, I'd take that. I'd take one, as any broke college kid at the time would. We were normal store employees that would just get taken off the register to go shop for people once they came in. We didn't make any extra money for an online order. However, it was an unwritten rule between us workers to take extra time coming back from a delivery. So that was a bonus in a way. This was early on and before it was mainstream, so it is possible stores hire employees just for shopping if there's a decent amount of orders every day. I doubt it, though.
I bet there is. I bet there are.
I got a message from Steven who said, Mike, do not tip the Kroger pickup associate or the delivery company associate that we use to deliver the groceries to your house. They both get paid a premium rate. It's different for pizza delivery and or servers that get paid below minimum wage. Also, FYI, a lot of those substituted items are free. If we can't find the right items, sometimes you will get a similar Kroger brand for free. I'm currently helping integrate hot foods into our pickup department so you can order fresh deli items like fried chicken, mac and cheese, and other sides. It's at select locations right now. That's through Kroger. So this is one of the guys that's actually doing this. But he says they are paid a premium, so you don't have to tip them shit.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Or felt really bad. Amy chimes in, same subject. What up? I've tried to tip multiple times doing grocery pickup, and they've told me they're not allowed to take tips. I had someone actually deny cash I was trying to hand them. Now, if you get it delivered, yes, you need to tip, so tell Mike not to be cheap. That's all. Bye for now.
Wait, what was that last sentence?
Said if you get it delivered to home, you got to tip. I'd
Steven
feel
absolutely says no.
still would.
Steven, I just feel weird. Somebody comes to your door with shit. I feel like you need to give them a tip.
Do you guys tip Uber and Lyft
Of course
drivers?
I do.
You do?
Fuck yes.
Aren't you? Wasn't that the whole thing that you're not supposed to tip them?
No. That's why I chose Lyft over Uber right from the beginning, because Uber did not allow tips and Lyft did, and Uber just said that, oh, we take care of it, and I didn't trust Uber,
Yeah.
so I did Lyft because I could offer them a tip.
I always tip them quite well, and I've never had one turn it down. But I thought that was the whole thing. Like, oh no, you don't need to.
Well,
tip
I don't
these
tip them
guys.
cash. I tip them through the app.
I tip cash.
Oh no.
Yeah.
God, no. Why would I want to have cash on me?
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
All right, let's get out of here. Call it a day. Did want to mention Robert Kelly one last time. Haddon's Comedy Club in Windsor, 2 shows only. This Friday, September 27th, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. RobertKellyLive.com, hahahaddons.com, 519-564-0787. The reason I mention this is because Robert Kelly is coming in studio on Friday. We'll air that on Sunday. He's going to come hang out before those shows. So get tickets. I think I'm going to go out there to that show. He's very, very funny. You guys will love him. So look forward to that. With that, we'll call it a day. Have a great rest of the day, everybody.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.